Hello, I'm Stan,
And I'm Nathan.
and we've started doing these podcast episodes, which we're going to be calling Colour Me Intrigued, because I think it's mainly about films, music, things we're interested in. It's topical, and I think we're just going to be having a good chat, and there might be something for everybody in our discussions. But it's really just relaxed chinwag.
Yeah, so welcome to Colour Me Intrigued.
Very professional. Please enjoy this episode.
Okay, done.
Hey, what is up, guys? How's it going? We were just discussing how we're going to start this podcast.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to start it. I'm pretty sure that's how everyone does it. Hey, what's up, guys?
What is up, you guys?
What is up, guys? You're my fans.
Every video you watch. Oh, man.
Okay, so I believe you've come with some topics to discuss
I have actually, yeah.
today.
So we never talked about a couple of movies that we went to see over the summer, really.
Yeah, some of the heavy hitters.
Yeah,
Of 2019.
Indeed.
It's coming to that time actually where you can kind of like talk about best films.
Best films of the year. That's what
films of
time
the
it
year.
is.
Yeah, worst films of the year.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So what did you want to crack on with then? So obviously we saw Joker came out.
We saw Joker. Joker was amazing.
Yeah.
We both loved it, even though I was half hour late.
Have you caught up on that?
Ran in.
extra? Have you caught up on that extra that you missed?
I believe I did see a little clip of it, which was exactly the first 30 seconds or so.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that works out.
Yeah, you didn't really miss too
Literally
much.
ran into the cinema.
I think I need to watch it again, to be honest, to kind of really be able to give like a proper critical analysis
I'd like to see
of
it
it.
again.
Do you know what I mean?
I'd definitely like to see it again. I think that you'd pick up on so much more the second time around.
Yeah.
There was a lot of kind of throwbacks. We were discussing how there were so many throwbacks to the original the Heath Ledger Joker.
Yeah, I think he kind of I think that was one of the main reasons I liked it, is that he included a lot of different things in his performance of obviously Jokers from the past.
Yeah.
And just he's a great actor, isn't he?
He did so well.
He knows what he's doing.
He did so well.
But yeah, one of the things that I noticed that I hadn't really heard anyone speak about was just the little movements, subtle movements, and subtle sort of dance moves that he did.
Yeah.
Just reminded me of Heath Ledger.
Yes, yeah, the little twitches. But there was, I think there was a couple of, wasn't there that scene where he puts the mask onto the bin, and you were just like, that is almost frame for frame
Yeah.
from, what is it, Dark Knight?
Yeah, so I recently just actually watched The Dark Knight. I watched it maybe a week or two ago.
Got to be one of the best superhero films ever.
Yeah, definitely. And then I think it's the first 2 minutes or whatever. So when they're about to go and do the
amazing heist.
Yeah, when they're about to go do the heist, he takes the right at the end of it, he takes the clown mask off and he puts it in the bin. And yeah, like you just said, it was something that I picked up on when we watched Joker, was that was something, I think maybe it's such a wink and a nod to the Dark Knight.
There's also that scene where he's looking through the glass in the back of the police car. It's almost a scene from Frame by Frame. Yeah, there's some nice little connections there.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed that. I mean, since we've seen that, it has come out that they're reportedly going to be doing a second one.
No.
What's your thoughts on that?
I'm not happy about this.
No? Why not?
I can't believe they're doing a second one, because I thought that was part of the art of having a standalone Joker film to kind of like differentiate from all the other franchises, and that was kind of like a nice thing to have, a nice sort of independent film that we can all just look back on and be like, that was amazing, that was so different to anything.
Yeah.
They kind of showed them all up a little bit, I thought.
I think that's the trouble though with that kind of a movie, is you've got such a rich history that you can go from, which they do is Batman, for God's sake.
Yeah.
And then
But can you imagine them getting Batman to come in the second film? If they started going through the Gotham TV series like storyline, imagine how shit that would be. Oh, now it's just the villain. It wouldn't be the same. I'd hate that.
I do think that is the trouble with, if you get a decent movie these days. For instance, like, did you ever see Quiet Place?
Oh, I did see Quiet Place.
Exactly. So
Yes.
Quiet Place, you don't
Go from
need.
The Office in it, Jim.
Do you need a second one of that?
Aren't they doing one?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
they are.
Do you need a second one of that?
I guess there's so much pressure nowadays from like these big companies that are just saying if anything's successful, we're gonna make a second one because there's not enough.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you look at the Disney template.
Yeah,
and
they're
if
always making millions and millions of pounds.
But what they're doing is they're making a movie, and if it makes a fair bit of money, okay, let's do a second one.
Every time. Every fucking time.
Exactly. And then if that catches on or cottons on, then they think, oh, we can make a little franchise out of this.
Yeah.
And I kind of get it, if you look at the Marvel movies, they kind of cottoned on quite early, like, oh,
yes.
We've got something here, so let's try and branch out. Let's do as many different ones as we can.
Yeah.
And let's just keep streaming it.
Change the landscape of movie making in a big way, aren't they? Like.
But yeah, I think bringing it back around to Joker. I think the only hope that you could have with that'd be good is Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah. More of him is always a good thing, that's for sure.
Yeah,
saw him in a really awkward interview afterwards with Jimmy Fallon. Did you see this clip?
Is it the one where he tries to make him do the laugh?
He tries to make him do something. Oh no, it's awful. He brings up a piece of, what was it? His old. Oh no, there's that scene where he murders a couple of guys in his room, right? Including, oh no, he murders the one guy and that's the short guy. That was it. In the film.
So when the little midget guy comes in.
Yeah, and he gets away in the end.
Yeah.
Like, go away, Jimmy, or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
And in that scene, there was some really kind of, almost it looked kind of damning. Because Joaquin Phoenix got like a reputation of being hard to work with.
Yeah.
It was basically showing that. It was like, so here's a funny clip of you having a go at one of the guys that works in the studio. That was what was so horrible about it. He kind of goes, "What the fuck, Jimmy? Why are you always saying stuff?" Whispering in the corner, and he just flips out. And it's a really interesting video because then you see the reaction is terrible from Joaquin Phoenix. He just kind of goes, "I really wish you hadn't shown that. I'm going to have to talk to my agent. How did you get that? It's that bad."
Wow.
And he's like, ha 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 ha, tries to laugh it off and change topic. But everyone else is thinking, why the fuck would you just do that?
Yeah, it seems like he's sandbagged him a bit.
Yeah, a really horrible way of interviewing someone. And for the whole interview, you can see he's uncomfortable. Apparently, he's not good in interviews as it is anyway.
Well, he's always been a bit of a sort of
Bit
strange
weird,
person
yeah.
in the media, isn't he?
Yeah, I've seen some weird clips where it's just like, he'll say something really personal to the interviewer, like, or ask a question to them like that. Just throws them off. Oh man!
I think it's always
interesting guy.
I think it's always a bit odd when you get like a sort of figure like that, and they handle the media in a way that other people
Yes, yeah.
wouldn't quite know how to take. I mean, I remember seeing I think it was a Jesse Eisenberg interview once.
Oh yeah.
And he just completely like derailed the interview just because he didn't like this. Yeah, it was. I think it was on Now You See Me.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like a media scrum for that.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
This girl was interviewing him, and he just, for some reason or another, he just took like a disliking to her, and that was it. He just he just took the piss out of her pretty much for the whole for the whole set that they did. I was like, come on, man.
I saw one the other day which was Ryan Gosling. I think the YouTube video was just called Ryan Gosling is Always High. And it was literally just interviews where mostly he's interviewed by women. I don't know why it was always women. But
yeah,
like
I wonder
Ellen
why.
DeGeneres. Like that sort of interview. And he would just be there just like, kind of just not taking anything seriously and kind of almost being a bit cheeky flirty, but in like a really almost like he can't be asked, like too cool for school way.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, fair enough. Like that's another one of like those. This is how he handles the media, just that little bit differently.
Yeah, well, I think you've got.
Just don't take it seriously, I guess.
Have you got someone like Kevin Smith?
Mm.
I swear he's always high.
Have you seen him on Joe Rogan?
Yeah, him and Joe Rogan.
They get deep into stuff. I saw a clip the other day which was him and Joe. They kind of start break down crying because they're talking about their old pets dying. Have you seen that bit?
Yeah.
Oh, it was really nice. They kind of like spurred each other on really well, I thought.
But yeah, I think someone like that, you know, they've obviously got their way of how they can handle things, and for him, it's just, I'm just gonna get high. This is how I deal with things.
Yeah.
This is how I get through.
I wonder
dealing
if that's
with the
it.
media.
Because the thing is that I don't think he's actually high, but I know. Have you ever seen the Seth Rogen and Paul Rudd interview?
No.
That is. Oh no, not Seth Rogen. Jason Segel.
Jesus.
One from How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, no,
Not
I know
sure.
the dude you mean. I'm just trying to think. With
It's-
what with who? With Paul Rudd or with Seth Rogen?
So it's Jason Segel and Paul Rudd, and
Is it for I Love You Man?
I think it was.
It must
Yeah,
be, yeah.
I think it must have been.
Such a good movie.
I love that film.
So good.
Very, very relatable. The more I grow up, the more I feel like I relate to Marshall's character in that, Jason Segel's character. He's just like chilling out on his own in a bit of a shack and got everything he wants around him, his jam room.
Yeah. I think
Goes for
my
hikes at the
favourite bit
weekend.
about that is where he's just not. He just doesn't give a shit about his little
Oh yeah.
his little wank station, and Paul Rudd's just so offended by it.
Couldn't
Like,
believe it. Could he?
why have you got this sort of wanking station? That's, what if someone comes over? If someone comes over, they know that I've got a wanking
Yeah.
station.
I've got a jerk off station. No big deal. We are jerk off, Paul. Oh, I love that film.
I feel like we're veering from where we were. We were talking about Joker.
Yes.
Joker 2. So you're not a fan. I think it remains to be seen. Maybe it'd be good. Like I said, if we've got Joaquin Phoenix on board, then you know, if he's happy to do it.
I'm scared because this is the thing. A lot of movies come out now where they just rely on those main cast members. I'm just
Yeah.
thinking more and more when you really do that, it just sometimes goes awfully because everyone's thinking it's bound to be a hit. You've got
Yeah.
good big stars in it.
I think so long as
Suicide
it's
Squad.
Jesus. I think so long as it's as creative as that first one was, like, you know, it's fine. I don't mind it too much. But this is the danger that you live in, because obviously, if a movie makes X amount of money instantly, oh, so when are we going to be doing the second one? That's
it.
you know, that's what people
Yeah.
say.
More and more and more.
Just quickly, while I'm thinking about it,
Yeah.
so we mentioned A Quiet Place. Did you ever see Bird Box?
Oh, that was the one with Sandra Bullock. I didn't see that in the end.
Fucking hated that.
It got slated, didn't it?
No, people are like saying that they loved it and everything like
Really?
that. Yeah. I thought it was awful. Like, it just...
They weren't allowed to use their eyes. They had to wear blindfolds.
Yeah, so I
like
think
in
the
a
story was...
apocalyptic environment.
Yes, so I think the story, yeah, it's basically apocalyptic. So it's really similar to A Quiet Place, where in A Quiet Place they can't say anything, whereas in Bird Box they just can't look outside.
Right.
But it's just, I don't know.
Strange idea. It's literally I wonder which one came first.
I
'Cause
think,
it's literally the same idea, isn't it?
yeah, similar. But I just didn't really, I just didn't like Bird Box at all. I just thought it was just crap.
Yeah.
And the ending was just woeful.
Oh no.
Really woeful. You know, just one of those types of endings where you're just like, did you sort of get to the end of the movie and be like, ooh, we need to put an ending in.
Yeah. Seems rushed in some way.
That aliens came down and you know, everyone was murdered.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's that type of stupid thing where
Yeah.
they just kind of throw everything.
Oh
at it.
no.
Yeah, not a fan.
Well, I'm glad I didn't put myself through it. It did. Yeah, I saw the trailer. I was thinking, this is just going to be awful in so many different ways, and it's Sandra Bullock as well.
Hey, whoa, come on, man.
What? You like Sandra Bullock?
I don't not like anyone. Come on, man. You've got to be open to everybody.
Even Sandra Bullock. Well, I'm just surprised. Although I did like The Lake House. That was a good one. And Keanu.
Come on, Jesus Christ.
Oh, there was Speed.
Yeah, they were both in that.
That's weird, isn't it?
Speed's good. Like, I think the first half of Speed's really good.
Yeah, okay.
First half.
It is really like exhilarating. You're in it.
I think it's one of those movies where like they've got quite a good premise, and they know what they're doing, and then they're just like, we've made this movie, but it's only an hour long. We need to do. We
They're
need
fighting to stretch it on and on.
we need to do another like 20-30 minutes. What should we do?
Definitely, yeah.
And just the plot just kind of wanes a bit thin with
You
me.
feel it, don't you? That whole film.
Yeah. So the other movie we said we were going to talk about was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Obviously, that was massive.
Okay,
massive
there's an
movie.
example. You wouldn't make a sequel to that, would you? I mean, it's perfect. You just everything's completed, and that's the part of the art of a good Tarantino film.
Yeah, so this is the thing with Tarantino. Like,
Yeah.
I think the only film that he's ever left that
Oh, Kill Bill.
left that could go back to would be Kill Bill. You know, Kill Bill 1 and Kill Bill 2. You know, you could easily make a third one, I think,
Yeah, for sure.
if you wanted to. But you know, at least with Volume 1 and Volume 2. Apparently, he didn't even want to do it that way anyway.
Oh, really?
He just wanted to do straight up one movie.
What,
I
I wonder what changed his mind.
I don't know if that's verbatim. You know, obviously, don't take my fucking
Right.
word for it. But I'm sure that, you know, especially him being him.
No, I can't imagine he would want to. Not at all. I mean, yeah, every other film, I love the way when you think about the endings to his films, he makes sure there is no way this could continue. Like every character's line ends at some point. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just feel like, well, those characters would now, the ones that are remaining would just be completely changed.
Yeah,
by the things that have happened.
completely changed by the sort of what's happened in
Yeah.
the movie. But I think, you know, I did enjoy Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I tried to, if there's a big movie that comes out, I do try and like steer clear of any reviews or media or anything like that, just because I don't like people telling me how I should feel about something.
This is it, yeah.
So I like sort of watching it and then gathering my own information.
You have to
and opinion.
nowadays. You have to kind of shut
exactly.
yourself off in a big way.
Yeah. So I think that's what I did with that, and then I came out and I was like, yeah, it's good. You know, I can see why some people would complain and critique it and this and that, blah blah blah. But you know, it's a really nice looking movie. There's some cool scenes to it.
A lot of driving in cars.
Yeah, I mean the stories. You know, there is there's an argument to be made. There is a story there, but there isn't at the same time.
Right. Yes.
And Tarantino is always one for sort of like wanting to
I think we have to go
create
full, like,
his own. He likes creating his own. You know what's happened in the past.
Uh-huh.
He likes sort of delving that up and making it his own, which is a cool thing to do. That's obviously what he did with these with the murders. So obviously in real life, Sharon Tate got murdered by the Manson family gang.
Weird, you only saw him for one scene in that film.
Yeah, I think that was one of the things that did piss me off, was that they really sold that to you in the trailer.
Right, exactly.
You see that in the trailer, and then when the movie comes,
I kept expecting him to see.
Yeah,
Even
exactly.
at the end of the film, when the end comes, you're thinking, oh, they could have added a chapter onto it where the big boss man came down from the,
yeah.
you know. But
No, I did enjoy it.
I think there was a lot of.
I think it came to quite a nice crescendo. That last fight scene is fucking epic.
It stays with you. I will never forget Brad Pitt smashing that girl's face.
Yeah, smashing the girl's face in. You know, he's thrown
Oh
around
my
with a tin
God.
of like fucking dog food, isn't he?
It's the most
It's just
mental.
after he's just come back off his little trip.
Yeah.
So he's still tripping balls, really.
He's tripping balls. I loved that. I think he used Brad Pitt perfectly. I think Leo's performance was really good. It was really different from anything he's done in a big way, and I think both of them pulled it off amazingly.
I love the fact as well that their on screen, or you know their on screen personas are then sort of brought about in their real life antics. So you know, Rick Dalton's out in the pool or whatever he's doing.
Yeah.
You know, just chilling out. Brad Pitt's character's doing all the hard work.
Yeah.
And then Leo D swoops in for the big save.
That's
doesn't
the-
he gets the big fire kill, and he saves the day, really.
Die, motherfucker!
Yeah. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think in terms of Tarantino movies, I wouldn't say it was my favourite.
What's your favourite then?
It's a tough one.
I think you were saying Reservoir Dogs is way up there.
Yeah. Reservoir Dogs is up there for me. Like, it's quite short, short, sweet, and to the point.
Yes.
It's
Unlike you fucking sequels.
it's it's short and sweet to the point, and it's got that little what are they called? It's got that little swerve in there. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
It's got that little swerve to keep you hooked in.
Yes, yeah. Which is always a good thing about Tarantino films.
And also,
as well.
I really like it when you've got a film that's just sort of based in one set. Mm-hmm. I know Reservoir Dogs does go from place to place, but quite a lot of the movie does take place in that little hangar or, you know what I mean, or whatever.
Oh, I know what you mean, because most of Tarantino films are so good at being mostly about the characters and really these wild characters. It doesn't need to be about these like grand settings, but then again you look at Hateful Eight, things like that. They did have great settings, but most of the time you can get such a lot from just like in Pulp Fiction, just having two characters sat in a car gossiping about something, and you really understand their characters. That's a great way to proceed with the rest of the plot.
Yeah, I think trying to rank Tarantino movies is just
difficult. Very difficult.
It's nigh on impossible. Like,
yeah,
Pulp Fiction's brilliant, but it's brilliant for different ways than what Reservoir Dogs is. Jackie Brown, I really like Jackie Brown.
Oh yeah.
Funny story about Jackie Brown. The only reason I ever watched that is because I think I was probably about 12 or 13 or something like that. I woke up in the middle of the night one night. I couldn't get back to sleep.
Yeah.
Put on the TV, put on like BBC Two or something.
Yeah.
And there was this film Jackie Brown on. Never heard of it before. I watched it and I was like, it's really good.
Yeah.
So I was watching that.
That'd have kind of blown your mind at 12
watching
13.
that like 3 o'clock in the morning when I was a kid. But yeah, that was really
never
good.
the same after that.
Pulp Fiction's great. Kill Bill 1 and 2 is really good. I think that Kill Bill arc, for me, like I like seeing Uma Thurman's story sort of come round. I really enjoy that. And what else have we got? Hateful Eight. Fucking loved that.
Not as memorable. Somehow not as memorable as the others.
I love that. Once again, for me, that is because they're based in one place. Mm-hmm. That's
right. Exactly.
It's one of my favourite movie tropes. You know, if you've got like your one little sort of set, and you base everything around that, and it's like you said, it's all about the characters and character development. And, you know what's going to happen and who's gonna do what. I love that kind of thing. Awesome. Like it's like a good like murder mystery. It's like a good Cluedo.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Which brings us nicely to so we went to see Knives Out at the weekend,
which is the new
Ryan.
Who would you say is the lead in that?
I think it's safe to say Daniel Craig is who you put on the poster for that film.
Yeah, definitely. I think for both of us, he steals
the show in so many ways. They were right to put such a focus on him, and it was interesting seeing him doing the Kevin Spacey impression. And really, the more I saw it, the more I was thinking, who would have played this better, him or Kevin Spacey, if he was still allowed to act? God forbid. I don't know what's going on with that lately, actually, but. I always came to the conclusion, Daniel Craig, like he's got those piercing blue eyes, and he's very, very intense, but he can change with the setting, so he kind of blends in. He's in a fantastic actor. It
sounds like you got a bit of a man crush going
on. I think I'm going to be sad when he's not James Bond. I'm kind of appreciating that. And he kind of looks a bit old. He's going to get old soon. It's going to be like, oh man.
I really, really loved him in this movie, honestly. Yeah. It's one of my favourite movies I've seen him in.
I think we can both agree, worth watching.
Yeah, definitely. I'd give it the 2 thumbs up.
Definitely.
I think I wasn't sure, sort of... I don't think we should give anything away. No spoilers on this movie.
Okay.
It's quite fresh.
You're right, so you're right. We'll give you a chance to watch it, then we'll review it in a couple of...
But yeah, over
a month.
Sort of like... 30 minutes, 45 minutes in, I was a bit confused by the plot. And not in the sense of...
You mean the way... So there was multiple interviews happening at one time, and you're trying to... It kind of moves very quickly at the beginning. You feel like you're taking in a lot of information from a lot of characters.
Yeah, so I feel like they get to a certain point in the plot where I'm like, okay, well, what's going to happen now?
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I really, really like the way it... kind of jotted around the main characters.
Mm-hmm.
So you go to certain characters and they tell their sort of their story of what unfolds, and you kind of hop around a bit like that. And I really love things like that.
Yeah.
You know, one of I know it's a stupid comparison to make, but one of the best Simpsons episodes there is the one where they do sort of like a day in the life of each of the characters.
Oh, really?
And
That sounds good.
yeah, and then they all kind of weave it. You know, they all get interwoven together. And I really love that. You know, if you've got 3 or 4 strong characters,
Yes.
and they're all doing different things, they've all got their different story, and then you find a way to sort of interweave them, which they do in this movie really
Yes,
well.
that's very true. Very true.
I'm not sure. I didn't think the ending was great. I thought it was a bit convoluted.
Yeah.
I think it gets a bit convoluted towards the end.
It gets convoluted, but in a way that I feel like most audience members will understand what's happened. When he's piecing everything together, without giving spoilers away, I was thinking they've done this in a way that it could not be more obvious how they've sort of shown the proceedings, you know, to get to that point, and therefore you
definitely.
think so. Well explained, and also
Yeah, it's well explained, but I just
the
feel
average
like
Joe would understand that film. That's what I mean. Yeah.
just towards the ending, I was a bit like, is this a bit too much? Are they throwing too much at the wall?
Yeah.
But no, it was good. So I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, fantastic cast. Is there anyone else that stood out for you? Oh, another good thing is to go into this film having made bets on who does it. I think that was a really good idea.
Yeah.
Just add a little bit to it.
Yeah, definitely. I got mine completely wrong.
Yeah, me too.
Which I wasn't happy about. I said it'd be Catherine Langford. Who was your guess?
Mine. Who did I go for? Can't remember now.
I can't remember either.
I better not say anyway.
Did you say Tony Collette?
Oh, I did, didn't I? Yeah,
I
yeah,
think you said Tony Collette.
yeah. No spoilers, but those little hints, guys. But,
I was a bit disappointed as well. I thought that Catherine Langford would have had a bit more of a bigger part, I guess.
what do you mean? She didn't really.
I just feel a bit bad for her because obviously she's done a few things. She was in 13 Reasons Why. She had that big role in it.
Yeah.
And she hasn't really had much.
You can kind of see it fading from here, I think, a little bit.
And then as well, I felt really bad for her. She was meant to be in the Endgame Avengers movie.
Oh, really?
And she had her scene cut out of the movie.
Oh, no.
So they brought it out now.
Oh, yeah, they did, didn't they?
Now, obviously, that movie's on Disney Plus. They've got all the what they call deleted scenes and stuff
Is
like
it
that.
like an hour longer then?
No, I'm not sure how much longer. Probably a lot though.
Yeah.
But there's one deleted scene. So when Tony does the snap and he dies, fucking spoilers. But the movie.
If you haven't seen it yet.
If you're not
guys.
fucking seen it, you're not a fan. So,
Agreed.
like,
Yeah, come on.
But yeah,
Up
so
your game.
obviously Tony does the snap, and then as seen with Thanos. When does he do it? Whenever he goes into the fucking soul realm, and he does the snap and he goes into the soul realm.
Right.
He sees Gamora.
Yeah.
So in this one, when Tony does the snap and he goes into the soul realm, he sees his daughter, but his daughter in this time period is now grown up, and it's basically, I think it was the scene's meant to be there as her way to say sort of, it's okay for you to go. You can pass on now, which is quite cutesy. But apparently the scene really drags on and it really deters away from, and that's obviously why they cut it.
Right.
So I can understand.
So it does make sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I can understand that, but I just feel a bit bad for her because obviously she had this massive starring role, which I think we can both agree that the first season of 13 Reasons is so good.
So good.
And she's really good in it, and
Yeah.
she portrays, the character she portrays must have been hard to do.
Yeah.
And I just thought she did really well in that. And then to sort of
did.
see her, she's just kind of beating around now.
She wasn't really used. Yeah, I totally agree.
I don't think she did.
She could have been anyone in a weird way.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
That's the
exactly.
thing.
She could have been anyone. I think it
Yeah.
was more just a case of, oh, here's someone you like, let's throw
Yeah,
her in.
exactly. It was a familiar face to add to a cast of familiar faces.
Yeah.
That was it, wasn't it? Definitely.
But yeah, I thought the cast was really strong, and I was kind of like, oh, so who's going to be top dog? And then obviously,
Oh, I just thought of something. Who, you know, the guy that Shannon something, is that his name?
Michael Shannon.
Michael Shannon, right. They underuse him as well. I'm just starting to think about how we love him as this. You always know he's going to be a great villain. He looks like a villain. He's really great at those dark scenes, but he does. Really,
he does have a dark scene in the movie, doesn't
not
he?
that much.
Uh,
Maybe they were never going to go that dark because it's a 12, isn't it? So
yeah.
But then again, I just feel like he could have been like very sinister.
Yeah.
And I was expecting that in a weird way, but maybe that's.
I liked him. I thought it was good. I think the only other thing for me was
strong performance. That's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the only other thing for me was I'm not sure how it's meant to be perceived. So say if you take a Poirot film, you know, a lot of that is murder mystery, but they do throw in a few laughs here and there, which is fine.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they do. They try, you know, they do try and sort of.
The main vibe, the main feeling is always just this really tense suspense the whole time.
I feel like that's what they were going for in here, and then they had a few. But it was more towards the end, so I'd say the first sort of hour or so is definitely just really tense, and you're trying to figure out who's done what and what's going on, and whether what you're seeing is true or not.
Mm-hmm.
And then the sort of last half hour or so, there's a lot of. Just a lot of played for laugh moments.
Yes, exactly.
I don't mind it too much, but I was just like, I don't know whether this undermines the rest of the movie.
Almost. Yeah, I don't know why they felt that necessary in a way. It didn't really. Yeah, I agree. It didn't add to anything in a big way. There was no like standout like haha hilarious.
Yeah.
Moment.
But I just remember there was quite a few scenes where there was a lot of chuckles.
Yeah.
In the screening that we were in,
definitely.
at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know obviously they do it to break up the tension and stuff like that. I'm just not sure whether it wasn't a bit much.
I wonder if there was any. This is clearly Rian Johnson who directed Looper, and he's done. Brick was a bit of a sort of murder mystery. Did you ever see Brick? Way back.
Yeah, I saw Brick, but it's fucking ages and ages ago. That's JGL as well, isn't it?
Yes.
So that's quite surprising. So he was in that. He was in Looper. I would have thought maybe JGL would pop up in
right?
there.
That's quite surprising.
I love him. He's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, great actor.
Yeah, so good.
Always like he's one of those actors where I'll look out for things that are coming up. Like I actually go up my way to see when is he coming back on the screen because you look forward to seeing him again. Great actor.
Come back to the screen soon. Man.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, come do something.
He has a really good podcast, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of JGL. This is Joseph Gordon-Levitt, just in case you don't know. His podcast is called Creative Processing. It's on Spotify. And he gets guests on. So he'll find a question about the creative process. And then
Is this to do with arts or?
It can be to do with anything. So he had Rian Johnson in the first one. Then he had Seth Rogen. So it depends what the question is. He thinks of someone that he thinks will be relevant, will be able to answer that question the best. Talk for maybe half hour on it. So he got was it Seth Rogen and what's the guy he's always making films with? Can't remember his name now. But they've been making films since Superbad, so since high school they just sort of dropped out and started making movies, and so he talks about collaboration with them. Really good, yeah. Suggest that podcast. Really good. But
might have to might have to go about on that.
Yeah,
I think.
have a butcher's.
That sounds pretty interesting.
A suggestion of the week.
It's a new part of the podcast. The suggestion of the
I think there's got to be links to not from Knives Out and what's the one we saw on the train, which is Poirot. Am I right?
Yeah. With, the Murder on the Orient Express.
That's the one. Yes.
Yeah. So I think
similar vibe. I think.
Yeah, similar
Johnny
vibe
Depp
definitely, and
yeah.
There's a lot of played for laugh bits in that movie as well.
Yeah.
Which there's a lot of tension
It's
in
weird
there.
maybe that they didn't think to do this as a almost like get the same people in for this film.
So I feel like the thing that bothered me about the Murder on the Orient Express was the the guy that gets killed, it's very convoluted.
Very.
How everybody knows him.
Yeah.
And what he's done wrong.
Okay, there's actually a really good example of why this film I think was much better than a lot of
definitely.
They could have made it a lot more hard to follow, because I think you really do have to spell it out, and that's actually, if you can do that and still make it a complex storyline, that's a winner in that genre.
I hate that whole idea as well of, of what they did in that movie was everybody did it. Everybody helped out. Nah, just give me one killer.
That's
just give me one person.
One thing we said about this film was we were really hoping that would not be the storyline.
Yeah, I really didn't want it to be that, it's everybody helping out.
Oh, it was all of it.
I don't want that shit. I want it to just be one person being a twat.
Someone hateable. Yeah. No, fantastic film. Really, really glad we went to see it. There's another one we're looking forward to seeing, Motherless Brooklyn.
Yes. I'm intrigued by this.
Yeah.
I watched that. I watched that Joe Rogan, Ed Norton podcast.
You did watch it, yeah.
Yeah, and I was listening to him, and it's obviously something that's close to him.
Very, yeah. He's worked on this a lot.
Yeah.
He wrote it, produced it, no, directed it. So.
Yeah, he stars in it. I think he must. My presumption would be he's probably written it.
Yeah.
Producing it, directing it, all that kind of jazz. I think he was saying stuff, a lot of interesting stuff. Like he was trying to get people on board, and pretty much all these famous faces just kind of did it for him as a favour.
Yeah.
I think he said that Bruce Willis pretty much just said like, just give me a time and a place.
Didn't he
I'll
say
be there for you.
way back in the day? He kind of said, if you ever have a movie you want me in, I'll do it. And Willem Dafoe, I think he said.
That must be so like
humbling. No, not humbling. Just like he'd be so grateful, isn't he?
It's like
such a great star.
Yeah, it's like having like an ace up your sleeve though.
Yeah, yeah.
Say if you do a film with Daniel Craig, and then sort of he says to you like, "Oh, you're a good kid. You ever do anything else, and you want me in it? I'm there."
Exactly.
Oh, that'd be fucking brilliant. And you're making this little indie movie, and you're like, "Hey, Daniel Craig, can you come walk in a desert for a bit for me? I want you to drive a car, not say anything, and then just go for a walk for half an hour, jump off a bit of a ledge. It's perfect."
We're referencing Jerry, which had Matt Damon and what was his name? Batman's brother, Casey Affleck.
Casey.
There we go.
Come on, he's the good Affleck.
The good Affleck.
No, just went and said it.
There's gonna be so many people slating,
I'm joking. I really like Ben Affleck. I thought
he was great as Batman.
I was actually quite hyped for him to be Batman. To be honest, genuinely, I was.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when I saw him like tonk out, I was like, fair play.
That was it seemed very, very quick as well. He did that.
Yeah, I was like, fair play. It's good for you, man.
I tried to stay away from those films.
How are you feeling about the new Batman?
Who's in the new Batman?
You don't know who the new Batman is?
Remind me.
Your favourite and mine, as well as every 12-year-old girl's favourite. Robert Pattinson.
Oh, I did hear this. I think I tried to block this out.
Yeah, clearly.
I didn't care enough to watch the other two, so I definitely don't care about this one. I just felt, honestly, Batman, that series, The Dark Knight Rises, they're incredible.
That was the epitome.
I'm not going to see a better Batman film in a way.
I don't know.
You could have said the same about the original Spider-Man trilogy, a lot would say. I think going into these last few, I'm caring less and less the more I see. Honestly, yeah. Those original ones. They're the good. Well, it wasn't even the original Batman. There's old men out there going, fuck you.
Okay, so you had Adam West. He was in the TV show.
Mm-hmm.
That, for me, is probably like the original Batman.
And of course, everybody's favourite. Watching him do like, pow!
Yeah, pow, kapow! Who else do you have? You had George Clooney, Val Kilmer.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm missing someone. Michael Keaton.
Of course, yeah.
And then Christian Bale. Yeah, and then Christian Bale. So I think out of all of them, I'll probably say Bale's is good.
Mm. Speaking of, back to the Joker, right? If they did avoid the Batman kind of storyline, and at maybe the very end of the, let's say they're doing a trilogy, then just slightly subtly introduce him at the very, very end of that one, and then cut it. I think that'd be great. I think keep it as Joker. I don't think introduce any
that's
of
pretty
them.
much what they've done in this first
Yeah,
movie.
you feel like he needs someone to fight, doesn't he, already?
No, I wouldn't say so.
No.
Like, he can
They
just
could
kind
do
of,
Harley.
he
They could
could
be a Harley.
delve more into madness.
Oh
I'm more
God!
than
Did you
happy
see
with
that advertised? The Harley Quinn.
Oh,
Harley.
it's got such a stupid
Honestly,
title.
it's awful. What's it called? Birds of
Birds of Prey: The Emancipation of One Harley Quinn.
Oh dear. No
Long
thanks.
title. I didn't see the point.
There's another one riding on the cast. Oh well, she was amazing in it, so we'll just try and make a movie just to have her in it.
Was she amazing or was she just hot?
Was she just better than most of the people around her? Actually.
Yeah, see, this is the thing. So if you've got a cast that's shit
Yeah.
and you're the best thing in it,
And you're hot.
and you're hot, does that make you really good?
No, you got a very good point there. She's not exactly Oscar worthy.
No,
Although
to be honest,
Joaquin Phoenix is now nominated, I've heard.
no, but to be honest, I did actually quite like her in that movie. I thought she was really
No, she was good. She was good. She did exactly what she should have been directed to do.
yeah, hot.
Unlike everybody
Hot.
else, it felt like Joker was
Super
just
hot.
weird.
You
Alright,
didn't
Nathan.
like Jared Leto.
No, well, he would have been great if he was used better. There just wasn't enough of him in it, and there was a lot of just like him laughing maniacally for no apparent reason. Not much character build.
Yeah, there was a lot of chit chat after that movie came out that he got told that his part was bigger, his role was bigger. Apparently, he shot a load
See,
more
I can
scenes.
imagine that. I can totally
and-
because he's a
and
great
that all got
actor,
cut.
and actually, I can see in every other film, he wouldn't have stood for less. Honestly, do you know what I mean?
I think he's in what's he in? He's in Fight Club and American Psycho, and both of them are fucking brilliant.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, in that he's not exactly main characters.
No,
He's only sort of a side dish.
I saw Mr. Nobody, which I definitely recommend everybody sees, which is
What's that?
a film which is kind of one of those like a Lifetime film where kind of like This Boy's Life, is it called, the one we were talking about, the one that came
Boyhood.
Boyhood, that's
Yeah.
the one, kind of similar to that, but it's yeah, I definitely recommend it. Really, really good. I think it's in so many ways Boyhood like summed up everybody's. Okay, so the best thing about Mr. Nobody is the fact that he has to make choices along the way, and instead in a butterfly effect way, it takes you down each possibility's route in almost like a Rick and Morty way, right? So you see what would have happened if you'd made that choice, and
That
it's all, I
sounds quite
think it's all
interesting,
about
actually.
3 different women he could have gone with.
That sounds pretty interesting, actually.
Yeah.
Sounds
So
like something
and then you
I'd
see
actually-
each storyline from what that would have been and how that would end. So it's kind of also got that kind of mashed up storyline like in 500 Days of Summer. Really suggest that film. Yeah, fantastic. And he also has to play like a 100-year-old man at some point. He has to play that storyline out to the very end each
Yeah.
time. So yeah, no, it's fantastic.
Who's
in it.
the guy?
The main guy?
Yeah.
Jared Leto.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah, Mr.
Well,
Nobody.
yeah,
Everybody
fuck it.
check it out.
When did it come out?
2009. It
I'm
was
gonna give
quite
that
an
a
independent
watch.
film.
I'm gonna give that a watch. It sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah, no,
I'm
really
usually
cool.
quite up on like.
Oh, you're gonna love it. I actually quite surprised you haven't seen it, but yeah,
No. I
everyone should
haven't.
watch that film.
To be honest, I haven't seen like a proper independent movie in.
My last one was Midsummer.
You didn't like it?
Weird that.
Yeah, obviously. Fucking guy inside a bear on fire.
Yeah, kind of stays with you. She's just crying, just because everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong, and she's drugged up and now imprisoned in a
I quite liked it. Did you ever see
strange
Hereditary?
community in Sweden.
Yeah. Did you see Hereditary?
I didn't see Hereditary, no.
No, that's pretty much of a similar ilk.
Really?
Yeah.
And it can't be as weird as this one. The worst thing that happens is the shroom trip. And the shroom trip throws me off as it is. Bloody hell, that was terrifying.
Yeah. No. It's definitely of a different.
A different genre entirely to everything I've ever seen. I
It's
couldn't
different.
believe it, dude.
Like Hereditary's different to Midsummer, but it's still as weird and creepy and fucked up.
Very fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, I don't encourage anyone to see that on this flip side.
Really?
No, I really don't.
Oh man,
Very horrible, vivid film. It wasn't like a typical horror either. It's just really, really
strange.
It was like Requiem for a Dream, where you have that storyline that just go.
Yeah.
That was a good one with Jared Leto. That was a nice segue. Bringing back to Jared Leto, he's kind of similar in Midsummer.
I was always really jealous of him when I was younger, just because he acted in all these great movies.
Mm-hmm.
He had quite a good band.
Yeah.
Quite, a lot of good songs.
The more you found out about him, the more you just became annoyed how like lucky and jealous of.
And then also he started doing like modelling and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
What the
What are you doing?
What
this?
are you not gonna do?
Yeah, exactly. Now we know it's playing the Joker. Boom.
Harsh, mate. Just dropping that truth bomb right now.
Yeah, I think I'm not alone on this one as well. Anyway, I think we've talked about all the things we were going to.
Yeah. It seems very. This seemed very movie heavy.
This was very movie heavy.
Very movie heavy.
I was just describing the music I was listening to on the way here, which was Block Party, Hunting Witch,
witches.
something like that.
Yeah,
I don't even. It's not Silent
good.
Alarm.
Yeah, no, I miss them. I miss when they were good
Yes, yeah.
in the olden
They were
days.
so good. I think I never realised, like, musically, how great they were back in the day. They were fantastic. Imagine seeing them live.
I don't think I have. No, I haven't.
I've never. But
I
imagine.
think I'm pretty sure I had the chance to at a festival, but I never did.
If only they were playing Slam Dunk. If only. One can dream.
Yeah.
We'll have to see them if they come back around and see what they're like.
Yeah, I'd definitely like to. If they did, like, a lot of bands these days seem to be doing the whole, sort of 10th anniversary or 20th anniversary of a certain album.
MCR!
Yeah, man.
Can't wait to see them.
That's madness. They're making their way over. So they announced and had that show in. Oh no, they haven't had it yet.
Where was it?
They
Tokyo?
announced that they've announced a show in LA, I believe.
Oh
it is.
really?
Tickets for that LA show sold out in like under a minute.
I bet they're going for crazy money as well.
Yes, they've got that LA show,
Mm-hmm.
and then they've announced themselves for Australia, New Zealand,
Download. They're playing.
Japan.
Yes.
So
yeah.
they're kind of make your way over.
Making their way over.
My
very
presumption, I've said this for the past sort of month or so now. My presumption is they're going to be playing a big UK festival. I'll be fucking fuming and surprised if they don't.
I agree. I think we all would.
I just find it really, really strange that they were one of those bands that, like Panic at the Disco, where back in the day when they were around, everyone took the piss out of like, oh, you like them, do you? Or,
Yeah,
fuck,
very true. Yeah.
And now,
They're just globally successful.
and now when they're
Massive.
coming back around, everyone's like, I can't wait to see
You've seen the same.
MCR.
Yeah, you've seen the same with Panic at the Disco and Fall Out Boy, where there's just these massive
Yeah.
arena sellouts every time, and it's just. It's almost just because they stayed around, almost like Blink-182 have done that. Like everyone respects
Have
Blink,
they
I
though?
think, for
Have
just
they?
sticking around
Have
that
they
long.
stuck around?
Some of them have.
You just read the comment sections on their message boards.
God damn, that was brutal.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
They'd done a song with Chainsmokers, and I showed Nathan some of the comments on the video, and people are not happy. People are very much not happy. They were like, never before has a band shit on their legacy as much
well,
as
you
these
see-
guys.
Brutal. I really, really think that argument has a bit of traction with me, just based on when we went to go see them. So me and Stan went to go see them live at Prism nightclub, I think
That was it, yeah.
Yeah, so we
In Kingston.
in Kingston, London, not Kingston, Jamaica.
We didn't go to Jamaica to see them.
Yeah, so we saw them. So we saw them in Kingston, London, and they did an acoustic set for just, I think it was about 55 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was pretty good. You could tell that there were some songs they hadn't prepared, which was quite nice. And you could tell that, what's his name?
Matt Skiba.
Matt, yeah. You could tell that Matt wasn't prepared for some songs, which I know sounds really stupid to
songs.
say.
Do you mean one song?
No. There was a couple of songs that like Mark was happy to play. Like, I think it was Aliens Exist, and I don't think they were prepared for that. And Matt had to try and like, right, yeah, what the chords to this then?
That one, yeah, they kind of stumbled through it. Actually,
yeah, but it got to the second chorus or something like that. It was fine.
Everyone was in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they started with some of their new album, which me and Nathan really like. Their album 9, which came out last couple of
I
months.
think it was September.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they started off with a few of those songs, really, really good, high energy, and then they did a few old songs. They did something off their Cheshire Cat album, didn't they?
They did. Yeah, I can't remember what that was.
I couldn't tell you what it
Some
was.
very old stuff.
Then they took a couple of requests, and then towards the end of the set, they did a Post Malone cover, and it wouldn't be one of these Post Malone songs that is in the charts and everybody knows. It's some obscure fucking Post Malone song that's just
like what, All These Nights or something.
My presumption would be it's just an album track.
It's an album track on the new album from Post
Malone,
and
it's just not. It wasn't great.
It bombed. It just fucking bombed. Nobody was doing anything.
Yeah.
It felt very cold and tense in the room.
Yeah, that's the thing. And then you could kind of tell. You looked around at, sort of, you were surveying the scene of everybody else. No one was into it, and then you just kind of looked up on stage, and the guys were surveying the scene, and they were like, "Oh shit, no one's liking this," and they kind of just got through to the end.
You could feel that you were saying they should have just stopped. They should have gone.
Yeah.
You're not really into this, are you? Okay, well, we'll play something else because this is clearly awful. But they just tried to make it through, and there was this one note in the chorus that Matt just could not hit.
They're a band as well
so
that
bad.
could get away with playing half of a song,
Yeah.
stopping, and then being like, "Did you guys like that?"
Yeah.
Or even you don't even need to say
You don't
because
need to.
you can see
should-
no one like that.
okay.
You could have just played half of that song,
Yeah.
stopped, and then been like, just
I'm
go
just
into.
realising now, you're saying that was what it was missing. They weren't really enjoying it, I don't think, for any of it. It was very tense, I thought. Mark didn't look very happy. Matt was sounding like he was straining sometimes. They did a few... So after they realised they did that no one really was into the new album and stuff, they went into Cynical, which is a massive drum solo song, and Travis Barker wasn't playing. So it's like, that was interesting. But I was very happy they did it, because it's a great song.
No, I was happy they did it, but yeah.
And then they just went into generic stuff. They did I Miss You, they did Aliens Exist, they did... Oh, eventually it went into all the small things in the basically last song. I think there was one more.
What's My Age Again as well.
What's My Age Again? But
See, I don't mind if you're gonna play that, but just don't finish on it. You
felt
need
like
to
a
finish
cop-out.
on. Yeah, you need to finish on a song. For me personally, if you're gonna play a show, an acoustic set, for a couple of hundred people,
yeah.
they're not your typical fans.
Exactly.
They're your
These
diehard
guys
fans.
really want to be.
They're your diehard
Yeah.
fans.
Yeah.
They're the fans that really care.
These
and
guys
really
know
wanna
your
see
back
you.
catalogue.
Yeah, they know
so
your back
surprise
catalogue.
them. That's
exactly.
what we were
yeah,
hoping.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Pick something off the first album. Pick something off the second album.
Do you know what would have been amazing? The one with the guy from The Cure that we were saying about?
Oh.
All of this.
Yeah, I
And
would have
all
loved
of
that.
this
What, and get the
I
guy from The
feel.
Cure just out on the fucking stage?
Yeah, come on, why not?
But yeah, I
For these 200
definitely,
people.
I definitely think that, these are your diehard fans. You don't need to play those really big hits, those poppy hits that
Yeah,
everyone knows.
exactly.
You don't need to play that. You can fucking play something really obscure, and people would love it more because they'd be like, I got to see Blink play this
so
song.
obvious. Your favourite one's, what is it, Interlude?
Yeah,
The
Fallen
Fallen
Interlude.
Which I have been listening to.
It's good. It's
very
good,
good
isn't it?
little
It's very
interlude.
good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so why the fuck did we even start speaking? Kind of went off on a tangent.
So, just to say about Blink-182, I guess. Like, they're still hanging in there because they've been around ages, but at the same time,
Are they doing it well?
are they doing it well?
That's another one as well. I
Yeah.
heard Fall Out Boy's latest single, with Wycliffe Jean.
How was that for you?
So
It's basically really pop music, isn't it? Yeah.
It just seems like they're just trying to, like Panic at the Disco. Panic at the Disco have cracked that that popular.
They really have, yeah.
That popular.
And Fall Out Boy followed suit, and actually, I loved their most recent album. Incredible album. Yeah, I was very surprised with that one. But it sounds like a stadium filler for me.
Yeah.
Maybe people are hearing that when they listen to the Panic album, which I haven't really given a chance, to be honest.
I feel like Panic are going the Newfound Glory route as well, but they're doing it in a serious way.
I know, that's very true.
It's weird.
At least bands back then didn't really take that shit seriously. You know?
So Newfound Glory were always known for sort of like covering these songs off of movies. I think the first one that I ever heard by them was Accidentally in Love.
Oh yeah,
Accidentally in Love off
what,
the
by
Shrek.
Counting for Crows, usually.
Counting Crows, yeah.
Counting Crows,
It's
yeah.
it was off the Shrek or
I
Shrek
remember.
2 soundtrack.
Accidentally in Love.
I swear they covered that, or they covered something from the Shrek soundtrack.
Yeah.
And then they just started covering all these different fucking movie songs, and it's kind of their thing. And you've just got Panic at the Disco doing a similar thing, but they're doing it seriously.
Yes, exactly.
Which is very strange.
In fact, that's a good point. When you think of it like Blink back in the day, Newfound Glory, the nice thing about that music period was a lot of them weren't really, like Simple Plan, like they weren't really taking themselves too seriously.
I don't know, mate. When you got to Untitled with Simple Plan, Jesus Christ.
But they all did that. They had that varied side to them, which is kind of really nice how flippant that is. When you think about it, I liked having the paradox of them really kind of, like you got Tom and Mark just fucking around on stage and just not really, just taking the piss out of each other. They don't even seem like they really care about playing the music, but they're having a really great time.
Yeah, you're kind of there for the comedy aspect as well as the music on it.
For a lot of them. I loved how in that live at the Tom, Mark and Travis show, they did like a couple of the songs double speed just for shits and gigs, just to see if Travis could do it.
Yeah.
It was incredible. Yeah, you don't get that much anymore actually.
No.
I think we've still got Steel Panther kicking about somewhere. I think.
Yeah, I don't think they.
It's not really that funny to me.
Have you seen them live though?
No.
See, this is
I
the thing.
haven't.
Seeing them live is completely
Are
different.
they playing it download?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
But yeah, I saw them live at Download a few years ago. So good, and they just, they know what they're about. They're kind of like they're a parody of a parody, to be honest.
Yeah.
I know you haven't seen it. This is Spinal Tap. They're kind of like they're a parody on Spinal Tap. They're that kind of hair metal glam rock type of band that want to go out, get absolutely fucking wasted, play some rock songs, and see some tits. And that's literally what they do.
That's their thing, isn't it?
Yeah. That's
I did see a clip of Tenacious D for the first time, and it was a live video on YouTube, which was them doing the metal. I said, "Do you know what's a really great song? We should listen to the metal after having a joint or something." Just thinking, that's a good idea. And then it was awful. It was just like a band behind them, not being focused on at all, and then they had made it all very theatrical. So they brought out this massive guy at the beginning, and neither Kyle or JB is playing their instruments, which I found really annoying in a way. You want them to be playing something. They're just walking around. Anyway, this great big sort of Iron Man looking thing comes out, and it's just a guy in a suit, and he says, "I know who this is. It's the metal." And then they start doing the song. But they're not playing anything, and you're not supposed to be looking at the musicians behind them. So you're supposed to be looking at the robot, and they're like, I don't know, you just got JB, his voice is very focused on, obviously, but I just thought this is a parody of yourselves almost.
Maybe it would make a bit more context of the gig, like because I've seen them once before, and I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And they do a lot of comedy stuff because they are they're funny guys. They are comedy characters,
but
aren't they?
I guess I just thought it was a bit of a sellout not doing. I guess if you saw them in a little pub acoustically, that would be incredible.
Yeah, I think
them just really going through it with a couple of guitars and their voices, but it was, I guess, like a bigger show, and they had the budget for it, so they spunked it all on fucking theatrics, like Rob Zombie or something.
Favourite thing about Steel Panther, by the way, just
Yeah.
going back to that, they've got a song called 17 Girls in a Row.
Oh yeah,
And it's about them fucking 17 girls
I've
in a row.
heard that song.
Yeah, and when they played it at Download, they literally got 17 girls up on stage just to dance with them. They were like, literally picking out 17 girls.
Man, imagine
Absolutely
rock
brilliant.
and roll.
That's proper, man.
But yeah, I think we better finish up.
Yeah, let's wrap up.
We've gone into pop punk. We've done Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Joker,
Yeah,
and Joker 2.
I feel like
which
we've
we
covered,
can't wait for.
Yeah, I feel like we've covered loads.
Coming soon. Yay.
Okay, well, hopefully you'll get to hear from us again soon.
I think so. Watch out, a couple of weeks.
Yeah, you can colour